Business in Denton is booming. Find out how. And students trek into the future. That and more coming up on NT Daily News.
From the Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas, this is NT Daily News.
Hello and welcome to NT Daily News. I'm Tamra Williams.
And I'm Stephanie Rivas. Denton is booming. In fact, the latest report from the U.S. Census ranks Denton as the 7th fastest growing city in the nation. City sales tax collections rose more than 13% as of July, and that's partly to do with the rapid business expansion in town.
Taco Casa on Loop 288 is just one of many new businesses in Denton. Manager Tommy Berkeley says it's been open for 1 month, and he says business is good.
Loop 288 is a pretty busy street, so this was a pretty good spot to pick, because we're in between two businesses now.
Berkeley says the company hired more than 60 people since they've opened, and he says he's noticed the economic growth in other jobs.
There's a lot of places to work out here, like if you are looking for work, and then I think it's pretty, it's a pretty good spot to find work.
The evidence is all over town. City Denton economic development official says Denton has been in the top 15 fastest growing cities in the nation for decades.
I think that means that Denton's a really good place to live. It's a good place to work and live and be, raise your kids if you have a family.
Downtown has had a very rapid growth, and Glover says the opening of the A train has a lot to do with it. She says residents now have a variety of places to choose from shopping and eating, and it's convenient for local residents.
Glover says the city does offer tax incentives depending on the business. She says large businesses bringing in hundreds of jobs and money have a better chance of getting a tax break. Taxes are certainly one of the main issues in this year's national, state, and local elections, and Americans are already going to the polls to speak their voices with their vote. Early voting in Denton County started on October 22nd and runs through November 2nd. Of course, Election Day is November 6th, when polls are up from 7 to 7. Political candidates know that every vote counts.
And many who are running for election know that young voters can affect the outcome. "18 to 29-year-olds represent more than 1/5 of the electorate. The youth voter organization Rock the Vote says this generation is the most diverse group of voters in history. The organization believes it can significantly impact American politics.
Our position organizationally is that voting is not the means through which real change happens in this country, and it hasn't been.
I think it's incredibly important for our age group to vote not only in this election, but in every presidential election.
Rock the Vote will continue to push for increases in youth voting in the 2012 elections. Whether or not voters of any age go to the polls depends on the issues that affect their lives. For young people, that can range from gender issues to educational financing. What people do in the voting booth is private, but some were willing to tell NT Daily TV what they feel.
The main issue for voting is probably women's rights. I was going to vote for Obama because I feel like he's doing a really good job with women having their freedom as far as birth control.
Mostly domestic policy. I'm more worried about what's going on at home than I am overseas.
Like domestic policies, like economic and like just political ideologies, like.
The biggest issues I'm concerned about as a college student, of course, are the financial aid questions and how their policies are going to affect that.
Students will also get a chance to use the new pedestrian bridge again. The bridge crosses Interstate 35 East, connecting the athletic facilities and the main campus. UNT's President Lane Rollins was one of the first people to walk across the bridge. He led hundreds of students on a parade across to Apogee Stadium. Rollins says he likes the futuristic look of the bridge.
And this bridge, this is kind of feels like a place on the go. It kind of feels like a place that's part of the future.
The bridge is closed for final construction and cleanup. It will reopen November 3rd for UNT's homecoming game.
And students are opening their minds to new foods at Maple Hall's cafeteria. The Mean Greens has attracted more students since it went completely vegan last year. The cafeteria is the first public university cafeteria serving only vegan food. The cafeteria provides fresh produce. Officials say they buy local produce when items are in the season. Students say the main draw is the ability to experience something new.
I think it's important so that students can be exposed to different foods that they haven't had a chance to try in a different culture.
Experimenting with food has become the cafeteria's motto. It's one way the cafeteria hopes to keep students coming back for more.
Coming up next on NT Daily News, children dig in to get hands-on with history, and another big splash on Fry Street. Stay tuned.
If you're looking for a new pet that you can cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are full of healthy, loyal, fun, loving pets, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, you can visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Fossils, meteorites, and archaeological discoveries were part of North Texas Fossil Day. Students, children, and adults attended the day-long event on UNT's campus. NT Daily's Lacey Heatherly reports.
It was the first ever North Texas Fossil Day that was sponsored by the Department of Geography. Fossils of creatures that lived between 65 and 100 years ago were placed on display. The event brought in exhibits from Dallas museums and donations to the university.
To see it be applied was really cool to me, and everyone was excited about fossils because fossils bring up the idea of dinosaurs, and nothing is really more grand than that, really.
Admission was free for all that attended during the 8-hour event. Attendees were able to see and even touch fish and dinosaur fossils. Students looked over the exhibit pieces and engaged in discussions with event volunteers. Children on school field trips participated in fossil digging, 2 movies, and 1 door prizes.
Activities for North Texas Fossil Day brought people from around the community to UNT campus. The event was especially popular for children who were here on field trips with their schools.
The most fun was when I went to the fossil digging box and I found these 2 rocks that were really cool.
Displays also included skulls of early human species, dinosaur tracks, and extinct sharks. The event gave professors and experts the opportunity to spread fossil awareness and their value in society. Lacey Heatherly, NT Daily News.
And another annual service event gave freshman students the chance to be creative and charitable. The University Union was filled with first-year seminar students for construction. 25 teams built structures using non-perishable food cans. The cans were then donated to the Denton Community Food Center. Participants say it was a great, fun way to serve a great cause.
The overall reason, it was something creative and fun, but also for a good purpose.
Today we hope that we'll gather in the neighborhood of 5,000 or 6,000 pounds.
Design winners were picked based on creativity and the amount of cans used. The next construction will happen on March 1st.
Magic, illusions, comedy, and mystery came together recently at UNT to raise money for another important cause. The Boys and Girls Club of North Central Texas hosted a magic show put on by Carson Entertainment. Claps and cheers rang out as children and parents witnessed Carson Entertainment's Las Vegas-style magic show. Award-winning illusionist Gary Carson took the North Texas main auditorium stage. He brought with him tricks, props, and featured guests that wouldn't soon be forgotten. One child says there was one moment in the show that was most memorable for him.
My favorite part was when he got the balloon and popped it and there was a bird inside.
Carson performs hundreds of shows annually in support of nonprofit organizations. He says he can relate to the children and knows that it's for a great cause.
I just have a lot of passion with the family and the family side of knowing how things can really affect people, and then also with the kids, our kids are our future.
And crowd participation was no problem for the man of the hour. Children and adults alike were excited to be in attendance. Everyone had the opportunity to purchase Gary Carson merchandise. They also were able to take photos and get autographs. Boys and Girls Club President Rick Carlton told NT Daily the show exceeded its expectations. 100% of all ticket and sponsorship sales go to local at-risk youth of the Boys and Girls Club of North Central Texas. To some, it may seem magical that Friday night A-Train service is returning, and Denton is celebrating its return with the Food Truck Festival. Friday Night Bites will kick off the celebration with gourmet food, beer, and live music. Food trucks will line up at the Downtown Transit Center October 26th from 5 o'clock until 10. Anyone heading out for Friday Night Bites or Friday Night Football might want to bundle up.
Things are about to change. Lately, the daytime weather in Denton has been warmer and windier than usual, but the sunny skies and high temperatures won't be around long. Area forecasters predict a big cold front is headed down from the north, and that means temperatures are headed down as well. Could be time to put away the shorts and put on the jackets. There's more to come on NT Daily. The crowds came, and so did the cameras. We'll explain. And a last-minute touchdown seals a win. Sports is just ahead.
At the University of North Texas, green means go, because here you're always moving forward with a green light to greatness. It's in the excellence of teaching and research. So students fueled with knowledge and skills can build careers, compete with the best, and make a difference in the world. Bring your dreams to light at UNT. UNT, we're your green light to greatness.
A crowded rec center, football, and 2 giant pools of water on Fry Street. And they're all in the world of sports. NT Daily's Courtney Butcher joins us with more. Courtney?
Yes, Tamara, believe it or not, more than 200 people recently showed up on Fry Street for Wakepalooza. The city of Denton closed down Fry Street so wakeboarders could do tricks as they glided through 2 pools of water. The fundraising event was put on by Administrative Professionals Conference Events and Fry Street Tavern, and everyone had lots of fun. The event was to raise awareness and money for UNT's wakeboarding team. The team placed 6th in the nation last year and plans to win more competitions. The wakeboarding team will know how much it raised by the end of the week. And there are crowds at the UNT Recreation Center as well. More than 3,500 people work out at the rec center each day. Officials say the center is so busy that people have to wait to use machines and the basketball courts. Assistant Director Stuart Birdseye says the staff is hopeful to expand the facility.
UNT keeps getting bigger, and as more and more students come on, they're wanting to come to the rec center, which is already packed.
Almost all the equipment is in use during the evening. The center is busiest around 10 p.m. Staff at the rec center say they are looking forward to the existing budget to decide what to do for the future. Birdseye says the staff is always looking for students' input on overcrowding. And the crowds and national cameras came out for the Mean Green football game on Tuesday, October 16th. UNT made a national appearance against the University of Louisiana Lafayette at Apogee Stadium, and ESPN arrived the day before to set up high-definition cameras around the stadium. Many members of ESPN's crew say they are pleased with the new stadium.
It is wonderful. The access in was easy. Everything's pre-cabled. It's a good-looking stadium.
This was the Mean Green's first nationally televised game since 2005. And with the eyes of the nation watching, UNT won that game. Lafayette led the first half by scoring 13 points. UNT was held to 2 field goals during the first half. But in the third quarter, Mean Green scored 2 touchdowns. Several players said it was great to win a game on national TV.
We had a chance to show some people what we were made of, and we did it. You know, we did it. We dug down deep and we did it.
And it was Antoine Demerson who ran 75 yards to the end zone in the fourth quarter, making it a 30-23 Mean Green win. After the win, UNT was 2-1 against conference rivals. The team plays Middle Tennessee on October 27th. And Mean Green basketball has big plans to win the upcoming season. CBS Sports named UNT sophomore Tony Mitchell a preseason All-American and the number 7th ranked player in the country. Mitchell plays forward, and he averaged more than 14 points to earn Sun Belt Freshman of the Year honors in 2011. The Mean Green's first game is Thursday, November 1st against East Central University. Tamara, Stephanie?
And finally, the UNT Music Department has a haunting concert planned for Halloween.
And I've heard it could be spooktacular.
The UNT Concert Orchestra and the Toozer Ballet Company will join forces to celebrate Halloween during Spooktacular.
Along with costumes, the program will display both classical music and seasonal pop hits such as Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh, and Darth Vader will make an appearance.
The performance is free for students in Winspear Hall. I think I might go to that.
I'm going to go too.
That's all for this edition of NT Daily News.
Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for NT Daily in Espanol.
This has been NT Daily News.